You said a lot of weird things about relationships in the past, and said a lot of strange things that I don't quite understand. Are you just bitter? Are you rewriting the past?
I don't want to blame you for me hanging on to MERI. I felt like I couldn't get out of that. And you were backing my conscience saying you can't leave.
I didn't say you can't leave. I didn't say you can't. I just was like...
did.
And I said you need to see if you can work it out with her.
I'm not blaming you.
Hi friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It is Friday, January 3rd, 2025. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Kody Brown has now begun the blame game when it comes to Robyn. Yep, it's going to be Robyn's fault that he stayed in a marriage with MERI for longer than he wanted. And he's going to repeatedly tell Robyn that he is not blaming her for doing this or blaming her for him staying, but blaming her for being his conscience. You know, whenever a narcissist says that they're not blaming you, it's almost like they're blaming you. Kody will put this on Robyn because he'll say that he did this for Robyn to keep Robyn satisfied so that he could maintain a plural relationship. But I think if we drill this down to a place where it's not about Robyn and it's more about things that Kody told Robyn about his family and ways that he got her into his family, I think the blame should actually fall on Kody because ultimately he brought Robyn into a family, promising her that she would become a plural wife. Robyn believed that she would be the fourth wife, and all of them were in celestial harmony. And that harmony would promise Robyn a key to the celestial kingdom where she could become a goddess. And if Kody didn't remain in that place, Robyn would never become the goddess that she wanted. And MERI leaving would mean that the kingdom would be at risk. When Robyn joined the family, she was of the opinion that this was going to be a momentous choice for her because she was going to become famous. It was going to enable her to meet Oprah, and she would write a New York Times bestseller. She wanted to change the world. Those were her goals before she met Cody. But remember, she never wanted to be famous. That's what she claims. Either way, she really took pride in the fact that they were changing the world and that she was a success. In fact, back in years ago in episodes, she said that at the age of 35, she viewed her life as a complete success and she couldn't believe how successful she was because of everything they were doing, because she owned a business, she was part of the show, they were changing minds about polygamy. She was just so proud of herself. But now at 46, that's not what's going on because now polygamy is viewed as the way it was before, and she has blown up the family along with Cody, and so that's where we're at. But the reason she joined the family was because of that promise and that Cody said that he was a polygamist. And even though she claims she didn't want to blow up the family, she did, along with Cody. So let's kind of dive into the scenario at play here and what this new clip talks about.
I don't want to blame you for me hanging on to MERI. I felt like I couldn't get out of that. And you were backing my conscience saying you can't leave.
I didn't say you can't leave. I didn't say you can't. I just was like...
did.
And I said you need to see if you can work it out with her.
I'm not blaming you, okay? But I'm not at your behest. I'm not going to sit here and try and fix things with a marriage that will never work.
This conversation really is so creepy to me. Very creepy, because the conversation is of the assumption that Cody can somehow make these women come back to him and that he can fix relationships that have already been deemed over. This is supposedly after MERI gets a release from Cody and Janelle has left the family. When people have left relationships, that means they are gone. They are not a part of the relationship anymore. They have put a line in the sand and said, our relationship is over. So why then would you tell your husband he needs to fix a relationship that isn't working and that he actually isn't the one that ended? Janelle ended the relationship with Cody very clearly, very clearly. And this conversation seems weird because this would have been filmed in the fall of 2023. That's what I'm going with here. By then, Robyn would have seen and participated in the tell all, which was for when Janelle and Cody left. She knew Janelle's position, she knew Janelle's opinion. She can't fake ignorance and say she has no clue what's going on in Cody and Janelle's relationship because she's on a show with them and knows what they're talking about publicly. She knows the statements that have been made. She knows about the fight that happened last Christmas. So does she just think that she can will it back together, or does she not want to respect boundaries, which seems unsafe of Robyn, right? Or else this is just a storyline that they're creating. Or Robyn is trying to say to Cody, you have to do this, otherwise I'm leaving. I don't know. But for Robyn to act like she doesn't know what these women have said and done and what Cody has said and done publicly at this point is insane. But Cody's like, I'm not going to do this at your behest. Like, you're not going to command me and tell me what to do, young lady. I'm not blaming you, but I'm blaming you. But I thought it was the brethren that said you couldn't leave. Now you're saying it was Robyn saying you couldn't leave. Cody will never take responsibility.
Just because you think that we should, or your belief in plural marriage.
Is Janelle interested?
Not at all.
Really?
Not at all. She's as bad as I was with MERI. Just kind of going, maybe this could work, but I don't really care if it does.
I'm really confused. Doesn't Robyn remember the very beginning of the season when she and Cody were out at Coyote Pass and she asked Cody then, what about Janelle? And Cody said, no, Janelle and I aren't getting back together. She's not interested. We don't even talk. When would she think that they had an opportunity to get back together? Didn't he come home and tell her after he saw Janelle that she's not interested in getting back with him? She said that to him at that lunch. And you know Cody came home and told her that. He tells Robyn everything. It's like she has forgotten, and she's plain stupid that she didn't tell them she wasn't going to celebrate Christmas anymore, that she didn't blame Garrison and Gabriel for years about them questioning her about the COVID rules, and she was the scapegoat. It's like she doesn't remember that she blew up this entire situation between Janelle and her boys, which created a huge conflict between Janelle and Cody. It's almost like she forgot that Cody didn't get Janelle a house. Like, how does she, in her mind, forget these things? She either hasn't forgotten, or she's playing stupid, or she's doing this for a storyline, or because now it has blown up and she's like, well, no, I wanted this. Just kidding. Remember all that crap I caused and all these problems I created? Now I want you to make this work. Cody doesn't have to make anything work if he doesn't want to make things work. And why would Robyn want these women back? She didn't like Janelle. She doesn't like Janelle at all. She and Janelle have no relationship. Why would she want Cody to get back together with a woman she doesn't like and that has kids that don't like her? Why can't Robyn just be satisfied with Cody by herself? Because she still believes in polygamy? Well, if that's the case, Robyn, then leave Cody and find a polygamist. That's not that hard. If you wanted to, you could go to the brethren and you could say, my spiritual life is in doubt. Please assign me a new husband. And they would do it. All of this is just Robyn playing dumb. And I believe Cody does blame her, though, because Cody will blame anyone but himself.
I probably would have moved on from MERI a lot sooner, but Robyn was constantly encouraging that relationship. She told me that I needed to go and sleep on Christine's couch when Christine kicked me out of the house. And I was like, no way, I'm not doing that. When I had the fight with Janelle, she was saying, please, please. She was begging me not to fight with Janelle.
Cody has no one else to blame but Robyn now because he's not going to blame himself. He's so ridiculous. If he was having all of these problems with all of these women, it's Cody's fault for making the decision to go public with his family to decide to make plural marriage or polygamy look normal. Kody Brown wasn't altruistic in his motives to make polygamy known. Cody's ego and his quest for fame and stardom is what wanted him and propelled him into the show. It wasn't because of his faith. Cody's actions for the last 15 years don't demonstrate a man of faith or of someone that actually cares about his faith. It demonstrates someone that has put his ego and his self-interest and fame and money ahead of his family. So for Cody to then say that it's Robyn's fault that he stayed with MERI longer, no, it was Cody's ego. And I thought it was the brethren. And I thought it was the fact that his faith said he couldn't, and I thought it was his own conscience. But how now is it Robyn's fault? And Robyn did give him advice to go sleep on the couch, but he didn't do it. But again, it's like he's blaming her to cross boundaries and breakups that he has no say in. Oh, she's telling me not to fight with Janelle. Oh, she's so terrible. I mean, even if she's giving this advice to him and he's not taking it, that's still not her fault. It's his fault for staying too long. It's his fault for leading on MERI. The reason why he did all of these things was because of the show, because of his ego, because he made a promise to Robyn that this was going to be a celestial family and that they all believed in polygamy. Otherwise, she never would have married him. And if she still believes and he doesn't believe and he wants her to stay with him, he has to tell her why she needs to stay with him, even though she believes that she needs to live polygamy. She either doesn't believe, and this is for a storyline, or she's questioning leaving him and going back to the church, which we know isn't true. But also, I want to remind everyone, this conversation happens after she is talking about going to a new church. So again, why is she having a conversation with him about getting back together with people when she's now saying that she's going to find a new faith? Which again is why I said, so she would still practice polygamy, but she's going to go to a new faith and go to a new church. That's because she's looking for new wives for Cody, probably. Robyn is a hot mess, and Cody's just a ridiculous mess of nothingness. And I don't know what's going on in this actual marriage on a day-to-day basis, but for a couple that claims to be so happy, they definitely don't look happy or like soulmate. But obviously, these are my opinions of what I've seen from watching the show and covering this family for years. So take it for what it's worth.
I mean, I have no idea what Robyn was pushing Cody to do, and I think it's a shame if Cody could be that controlled by Robyn that he would try to stay in a relationship, that wasn't working. But if she has that much control over him, that's great. They can have that.
I would love to have heard what the question was asked to Janelle, because her response doesn't make that much sense to me, given what she has said in the past about Cody. Because what I'm watching Cody say is that he did these things because, well, it's another, in my opinion, an excuse to blame someone else for what he's done. But her response is, well, if Cody did that and he's that controlled by Robyn, that he did that because he's controlled by Robyn, they can have that. I don't know how that would be viewed as control, because to me, control would mean that you're doing something because you don't have choice and they're forcing you to do something that you don't want to do. But in this religion, and according to what Cody has said, that in his home, he was the patriarch and Cody was the one that dictated the rules and he made all the decisions. And Janelle has also previously stated in the past that nobody really controls Cody and that Cody does what Cody wants to do. And she also has said that Cody blames other people for what he does himself. What I always find interesting about this dynamic in this family, and again, these are just my observations, is that a lot of the women appear to me to be able to dissect what's happened to them, but it's almost impossible for them to see from the other person's perspective what they're going through. And it's difficult for them to empathize or otherwise say yes or no that this is what happened or this is what happened. It's almost like because they were competing with each other for so long, they still hold on to that distrust they have with the other person. And because they've all hurt each other, it's almost like they can't see someone as potentially not being in control. You know what I mean? Like they spend a lot of time blaming Robyn. But at the end of the day, is it really Robyn's fault if Cody's doing this? No, it's Cody's fault. If Cody makes a decision to follow advice of someone and he's doing this because he's following someone's advice, it's his decision. It's not Robyn. The only way it would be control is if Robyn's like, I'm going to divorce you if you don't do this. And even then, that's not really control. And obviously, she wasn't controlling him that well because he still was engaging in somewhat of a relationship with the women. I just think that Cody didn't want anyone after he had Robyn. I don't think he cared. And he did the bare minimum. That's my opinion. And Robyn thought she had control that she didn't really have because it didn't matter. Cody wanted Robyn. He would appease her because he wanted her, but I don't think that's control. I don't know. I vacillate between Robyn being a problem and not being a problem. I can see they're both a problem, quite honestly. And I don't see that in this situation, it's Robyn's fault. it's Cody's fault, 100%.
I knew that Robyn was very much wanting mine and Cody's relationship to heal. I do believe that when Robyn came into the family, she intended to have a plural family. I do believe that that's what she wanted. And I don't think that that changed.
I am so confused because when Cody was mad at Janelle and Christine and MERI and all of them, the biggest thing with Christine was he said that she wasn't supportive of his other relationships and that she wanted things that other people were getting, you know, the apples and oranges thing, and that she was comparing and she wasn't supportive of her sister wife. She was a bad sister wife. But then he always said that Robyn was a good sister wife because she was supportive of her sister wives and wanted the best for them, and that she only had good intentions. And now he's saying that those intentions of her wanting good things for the other sister wives are bad because they made him stay in relationships he didn't want to be in. So you see how he flips things? Remember, he's like, you weren't loyal to me, was the thing he said to Janelle. And he said the only reason that he would stay with her is if he were loyal. And then yet he had MERI, who was fundamentally loyal to him, and that loyalty meant nothing to him. And now with Christine, it was you were a shit sister wife. And then because you always were competing and you wanted something this and you didn't support Robyn. And now with Robyn, it's Robyn, your support and wanting me to fix these relationships is the reason why I stayed. And that's why everything happened and it made things all blow up. The amount of mental gymnastics this man does in order to maintain his ego is astronomical and mind-blowing, in my opinion. Now, again, do I believe he has been blaming Robyn? Yes, I do. Do I believe that Cody and Robyn probably blame each other for things? Yes, I do. Do I believe that this conversation was staged? Yes, I do. Because MERI said on TikTok Live that all of these conversations they know what they're going to talk about ahead of time so they can plan. But she said that in her case, she doesn't do nothing is scripted. But I could see Cody and Robyn scripting something for sure. I don't know. I know Cody and Robyn's storylines are boring people, and trust me, I get it. But we're never going to get the true, authentic relationship. And his willingness to publicly blame her now just proves to me that Cody will blame whoever he wants to for anything in order to get out of his responsibility of things. And again, no matter what you don't like about Robyn and what you think about Robyn, at the end of the day, Cody is responsible for his relationships, he's responsible for his choices, and he's responsible for his actions. We learn in kindergarten and in grade school that it is our responsibility to do what we do, and no one else is in charge of our lives, right? And so when you have autonomy, it is your choice. You know, we are responsible for our own words and our own actions, Cody. You need to go back to elementary school. I'm pretty sure my 12-year-old son knows more than you. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed and click the bell so you never miss a video. Bye, everyone.